Hello, Richard here. If you heard Monday's podcast, you'll know it was recorded at Pistonhead's annual service on a lovely sunny Saturday afternoon at Bicester Motion. But while we were there, we also did a quick Q&A on stage with the audience, and that's what this show is going to be, rather than a normal Otosot. We just forgot to do an intro on stage, which is why I'm doing this bit now. I think this is all quite self-explanatory, isn't it? So I'm just going to shut up and let you hear the Otosot from Pistonhead's annual service. Now, I think it was in the blurb for this, along with You're Free to Leave, that we were going to take some audience questions.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm going to ask if one of our friends from the cable ties and audio
sound
area
guys
has a spare microphone and is still willing to go out into the crowd.
I'm going to do a roving microphone situation. If not, I don't mind doing the labour here. I'm quite happy.
Okay.
I will take the cable tie off for that.
All right. Has anyone got a question? Hands in the air. Gentleman there in a yellow shirt with a Renault 5 on the front of it. That's snazzy.
Great sweatshirt.
I don't have a Renault 5, but I've just taken delivery of a Renault Wind.
Oh,
and
Wind guy.
I love it.
Okay.
And it's been making me think, because it looks quite boaty.
It does.
And it would look at home on Plymouth Harbour with a two-stroke Seagull engine mounted to the rear wing.
You're a seagull guy. My brother will be punching the air now, but he doesn't listen, so carry on.
What other vehicles look like they should be amphibious?
Oh.
Or could be converted?
Always thought the Peugeot 206cc...
Yep.
The deck at the back for the convertible bit, it looks like where you'd have to lash some nautical ropes on in a figure of eight or infinity pattern. You know the bit I mean?
Yes.
And I always thought they looked, I can't say it because there's children about, I always thought they looked unacceptably bad.
Okay. It's quite an interesting feature.
No.
Okay.
Just looks rubbish.
All right. I'd go Mark 1 Freelander, because you've got that very amphibious-looking front end, Mark 1 softback, so you could take the back off, then you can stand there.
Ooh.
Your Seagull outboard motor, because the engine it came with is broken anyway, but there's no need for that because you've got an outboard.
That's a really, like a cabin cruiser, you'd stand really tall.
Well, it's even that sort of triangular window looks kind of boaty to me.
Can you imagine him going down a narrow local river that's perhaps got a little bit of pollution in it, and he's holding, it's got a flag on the front, which you don't understand, but he's got a falconry glove. And as you're watching him, a bird of prey just comes out of nowhere and just lands on his hand. And you'd be like, that guy's got life sorted.
And I whisper a single word, but somehow it's weirdly audible. Kuros. The smell of a man.
What? You're narrating your own life.
Unfortunately, the man it smells of is Burt Reynolds in a Canadian tuxedo in the 80s in Arizona or somewhere.
Yeah, and he's drunk no water all day.
No water.
And smoked 20.
So essentially, sort of like... It's like Tabasco sauce is coming out of him. Let's move on from that.
Anyone for a question?
Anybody else got a question?
The chap there with the beard and the sunglasses on his head, please. Thanks once again for coming. Really appreciate it. And thanks to Pistonheads for hosting this and us, because, you know, I spend a lot of time on the Pistonheads classifieds and auction sites, mooching. Yeah, a bit of window shopping.
They're not paying us to say that. We really do, because... We're car people.
We exchange...
what is your question, sir?
Which country, state or province has the best number plate design or features?
That's a good question.
Is the best for what, sorry?
Which country, state or province, loved the fact that you added province in there, has the best number plate design?
I'm a big fan of Denmark. I like the elegance. It's been slightly ruined since they have to have the sort of DK thing there. Yeah. And before that, just a nice red... thing. Might clash with certain colours of car. I haven't thought about that. But simple, stylish.
DK always reminds me of Donkey Kong, though. So I think that would mark it down for me.
I think the people of Denmark might take issue with that.
I think early Belgium, from memory, I might have this wrong. I think they have red letters and numbers and a red surround on quite a narrow American-sized plate. And it always looked quite cool to me. Simple, but cool. But some of the American plates are great. With Sunshine State and all that stuff.
Some of them are terrible, but
some of them are appalling.
It's a mixed bag. Also, old Italian plates.
Oh, yes.
Very, very tiny, just white on black, minuscule on the front, so there's no way they could be read by a camera or even a police officer, and I think that's the point.
Yeah.
They're giving you a sporting chance. Oh, no, I missed it.
Italy wins, I think. That's a very good shout. That's a good
Particularly on
question.
sort of like an old Countach or something like that. Just,
So good.
Do we have another question from... Oh, hello. Down the front here is...
And then we'll have to go to Camel Dakar T-shirt.
Oh, yes.
So can you
Seems
turn
only
around
fair.
and show us the back of your T-shirt? Oh,
It's got a 405 T16 on it.
oh my gosh.
Yes.
Do you know that's one of the coolest cars of all
And you-
time, I'm going to say.
Charlie, we know Charlie. Hello, Charlie.
Hello. £5,000 budget. You can't be boring and get like an armoured car. You want to win a demolition derby, but you also want to be the most interesting car there.
$5,000, did you say?
£5,000, yes.
That's quite a lot of money to destroy a car. I feel like that's a bit
Yeah.
naughty, Charlie. Bit needless. Okay.
But you've got to be interesting.
Got to be interesting.
Got to be interesting.
I mean, obviously, you've heard our show. You know our definition of interesting is
absolutely.
very out of whack.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I can't stop thinking about Previas.
Oh, the Prev. Gosh, you could get a museum
You could get a
quality
lovely
example
Mark 1
for
Prev, but then I would just drive it onto the banger track, do one lap very quickly, and then escape off into the distance and keep the Prev for best.
Engine in the middle as well.
That's why they're apparently very good at bangers.
They're
banger
unkillable.
racing, yeah.
Banned at certain events. I think it's predictable, but I would like to go for a Chevrolet Caprice Classic, but I'd like to go for a Netherlands hearse. Because they...
Why a Netherlands
Because in the
hearse?
Netherlands, they do a really good hearse with American cars, which we don't get over here.
But is that because I believe the Dutch are or were the tallest country on earth?
What, average person, you mean?
Yeah. So they need long hearses.
Oh.
When it's your time to shuffle off this mortal coil, that was a bit Sean Connery, sorry.
That was Scottish. Yes. Definitely Scottish.
Then you need the room.
That's probably what it is.
You couldn't have a Suzuki Carry hearse in the Netherlands. It'd be no good. The poor person's feet would be sticking out.
Tiny market for Japanese K-truck hearse market. Yeah. So I think Chevy Caprice Classic with some Dutch inscribed windows on the side, which of course I'd have to take out in order to pass scrutineering. But anyway, let's not get too partridge. I think that's what I would use. And it would also be unkillable.
Yeah.
Completely unkillable.
Good.
Chap with the Camel Dakar
Camel-
T-shirt, I think he deserves... Sorry to make you run with the microphone again.
Yeah, he's not
Do you
ready.
wanna, if you want to
That's
borrow
not
the
happening.
Italian waiter mask, just to spice things up, more than welcome. It's in that case there.
Just to make people stop and leave immediately.
Gosh, I've got some fond memories of the Italian waiter. Anyway, question.
Hello, guys. Thanks for your time earlier. Great to meet you. So, as we know, F1's really soaring in popularity at the moment, especially it's become far more mainstream. So, context, I'm 32. I've been watching it since I was about 1998. So, an old guard, right? I'm sure we've seen, not just at car shows, but just out in public, people wearing some very dubious knockoff merch. So, a pretty simple one for you. Depending on how you feel, what is the best or worst F1 related merch that you've seen worn at a car show lately? To kick mine off, I saw a chap earlier, I hope he's around, with a BMW Williams compact bucket hat. So very clearly from the early noughties, and it's done the full fashion cycle.
Oh, the
Yes.
bucket hat.
Very out of fashion and all the way back again.
Now that's officially telling people you're mad for it.
Yeah. That's a good question. I'm trying to
Funnily
think of some
enough.
terrible merch, or
Well,
also some terrible team names and sponsors.
Contender for worst that immediately came to mind, because I have one, because it was given to me by someone very kindly at a recent event. Which
Unkindly.
is a bucket hat again, but it is from the official Eddie Irvine merchandise range.
What?
Yes. And putting it on immediately makes you a middling talent who has to let your teammate past. Yeah, it's I didn't even know he had a merchandise range, and it even has a sort of Eddie Irvine logo on it. It's weird. But best, I saw a really cool McLaren Marlboro jacket on eBay, because I still haven't bought that. If you regularly listen to our podcast, I mentioned I was thinking of buying this Honda Beat jacket to go with my Honda Beat, even though I'm usually
It's
a
actually
bit...
bigger than the Honda Beat, I think.
It could be used as a car cover when I'm not wearing it. And unfortunately, when I made a cheeky offer to the seller, they came back with two classics. I know what I've got, and find another.
They did actually say that.
And I was powerless in the face of that, but I did not up my bid. I just walked away. So having done that, of course, eBay goes, oh, he wants retro jackets. And there's been a whole mixed bag, but I did get advertised this Marlboro McLaren jacket, and I actually thought I would wear that. But do I want my children going, so what's Marlborough, Daddy? I have to go, well, it's tabs.
It's old school vaping.
Yes.
That's what it is.
It's what vaping used to be called.
OG vapists, that's what it is.
It's what that man in the corridor of our hotel last night was clearly enjoying, even though you're not allowed to. A really smelly hotel room corridor. Definitely some tabs on the go.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress.
Got them from a vending machine, I reckon.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I bought
It's
one of those
the,
from a vending machine. I think I got a 106 Rally. There was one of those in there.
There's a Burt Reynolds kit. It's got denim, double denim, moustache wax,
Yeah.
and some fags.
Yeah, and a pipette of water to be taken every other week.
The box has got silica gel in and you're encouraged to eat it just to make sure there's no moisture left in your body whatsoever. Do we have another question? I don't know where the mic's gone. Oh, it's there. A chap down here, just perhaps.
Chap in the black T-shirt, just Shah with the...
Because it was quick on the uptake there.
I was out a few weeks ago conducting some motorway work.
Motorway work, nice.
Saw another car with a Smith & Sniff sticker and wanted to communicate to that car that they were a man of good taste. But I didn't know how to do that. So I thought, well, there must be like an international sign that we can develop.
There is one, but there are children here and I'm not allowed to do it.
I was thinking like on that side of things.
Oh... Do you know what? Maybe we need to, because we are overdue a revamp of merch. Maybe we should hold up like a paddle that has, you know, like in Strictly Come Dancing, there's like a mark on it out of 10. We just have
A 0.
Well, or a flute. Or maybe it is just a flute.
I mean, if it wouldn't
know.
make it dangerous to drive, you could mime doing a flute.
No, don't mime that. Don't mime that.
Because, I mean, yeah, if we...
Or an oboe.
That's not bad.
No clarinets. No.
But then we'll get messages from listeners in Los Angeles telling us that they've been shot at by gang members for attempting to identify themselves to what they thought was another listener.
There's also always a danger that you'll just be seen doing this, and that probably...
Oh, yes.
We will think about this because that's good. We need a Smith & Sniff.
I was saying
safe for the
that.
family gang sign.
I said that to someone earlier on that as I've mentioned repeatedly, I had my British Leyland tattoo done now, and it's a slightly stylised version of the actual logo.
Show the people. Show the people.
But I realise I've got a British Leyland logo on my arm, but then I've got Austin Rover logo on my shirt. I look like a sort of badly run dealership that's going through a rebrand in 1982. But yeah, I was like, I love the logo and I love the way that the tattoo artist sort of slightly stylised it. But then I'd have this lingering fear that I'll go to like Lithuania and they'll go, oh yeah, that's the logo of our far right party. And I'll get my head kicked in. I probably overthink these things, don't I?
We're in a week's time, we will have come up with an international sign, which will be perfectly demonstrated on an audio podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Might have to do a video for that.
We'll do a video for that on Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram. But don't DM us. It's not that we...
Sorry, I'm not trying to make you walk. Go about midsection. Any questions in the midsection? There we go. Take your pick there.
Questions in the midsection.
Can we get some action from the midsection, as the Beastie Boys said?
I'll not have a bad word said about Eddie Irvine or DeLorean or Titanic.
Oh no, DeLorean. DeLorean's safe.
We're coming across on the ferry from Belfast the other night.
Yeah.
On board, had a few pints, went up to the room, tapped the room key.
Was Tiff Nadell in there?
Does Tiff Nadell scream like a woman?
I just don't know about that.
There were several people in
your
our
room.
cabin, in our cabin, yeah. So we went back down to guest services, and the guy said straight away, "Oh, this is just chancers. It happens now and again."
What?
They go and like push all the doors and see if there's any doors open, and they went in, and so Stena dispatched Commando Group Bravo up to the room to eject the people.
Well, now speaking of chances, that's Eddie Irvine, isn't it? Was he in there?
So. Anyway, and I couldn't believe the response of the staff. They shot up the stairs, and we thought, well, this is great. They're going to get everything sorted out. I hope they turn the room around. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And then they sort of came back really sheepishly after turfing them out, and there was a whole consternation at guest services, and then they come over with these free breakfast vouchers, and I'm like, oh, this doesn't sound good. We're not going to get a cabin. No, they had been given our cabin which was 970, and they should have been given 870.
Oh no!
Yeah. So
And they turfed them out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, in your professional motoring journalist life, have you ever sort of tugged at a thread you didn't even know was going to happen, and the world fell apart in front of you?
Gosh, where do we start with that?
I mean, I have had, this is not quite your question, but I have had that in a hotel relatively recently in a Premier Inn where I went to my room, and it happened to me last night. Once I finished patenting my going straight on light, I'm going to sell 2 hotels. I might go via Dragon's Den, corridor monorails.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I'm sick of them going, there's your room key, it's room 4,916, and it is an 8-kilometre walk. And when you get there, the key card doesn't work. And this happened to me in a Prem. Went back downstairs, went, that's a bit strange, we'll do it again, put it on the little setup reader thing. Went back, still doesn't work. My watch goes, you've done 900,000 steps today. I was like, that's great. Went back down to reception, it still doesn't work. She went, okay, try it again. By then it was morning, had to go and do what I was doing, came back that evening, walked once again to the room, and it worked this time. Door opened. Now, it's a very small room in those Premier Inn hub, so you go in, immediately there's a door on the left that is a glass cubicle with the loo and the shower in it.
Oh no.
As I opened the door, I saw a pair of trousers on the floor. Not my trousers, only just got to the room. And then the head of an anguished northern man poked out of the loo at a height and angle that gave me no doubt that he was on the loo at the time. And he went, and the reason I know he's northern is because he went, "What are you doing?" And I sort of went, "I don't know," and shut the door again.
I don't know.
And went back downstairs and went, "Hi, it's me again. Yeah, you've given me someone else's room." And they were like, "Oh, that's probably why the card didn't work all those times." So I apologised to the pooing northern man who was quite distressed to find a stranger walking in on his ablutions.
I don't know if I could compete with that.
Well, I haven't answered the question, really. I've sort of tangentially just told a different story, but...
Yeah, I don't know. There's been various moments when the world has sort of imploded, definitely.
When I had my Panda 100 horsepower, talking of picking at threads, is that everybody knows that those Pandas go quite rotten underneath the wheel arch extensions and sill extensions. And so the best thing to do is not take them off ever. And then you don't know how rotten it is. And that's what I did. It was the only bit of wisdom I ever had with that car.
I've got a whole list, if I'm honest. And I think what I'll do is I'll write them down over the course of a fortnight. And then if you tell us your name afterwards, I'll answer your question over the course of a long podcast. There's been a few.
Yeah.
Rest assured.
We probably have time for a couple more questions. There's one chap got it, like he says an auction.
You're bidding in an auction. Do you want this car? Which one do you want? Look, 10 grand cash. No one will know. That one.
What, the M5, 10 grand?
Yeah. That's not mine. I've just sold cars. It's not mine.
Honest Jolly's undervalued cars. Yes. Sorry, your question.
Just you mistakenly mentioned earlier that you thought the 106 Rally was a university car, and I've been to university with someone that had an E39 M5. So my question was going to be, in your experience, what's the strangest, oddest, most outrageous car you've ever seen a student driving?
What?
Ooh,
hang on.
good question.
You knew a student with an M5.
And what drugs did they sell while they were a student?
Yes.
Out of interest.
To be fair, I think the family was fairly well-to-do, but
okay.
it was everyone else was jealous of it.
Yeah.
Jealous? My goodness me. Wow.
But where do you go from there? I mean, he's got to have got an airship by now, otherwise everything's going to be disappointing. I don't know why I said airship. I meant a cranaplan. I don't know.
So my university experience was dismal. So I don't...
What, generally?
Yeah, the whole thing was dismal. I don't recommend it to anybody. So...
he doesn't mean going to university, kids.
I didn't go... There weren't any halls of residence, so it didn't feel like a very good community. But I did make some friends in the dismal house that I was living in, and one of them had a Skoda Favorit. That's not impressive. And I've talked about it. I put Shelby stripes on it one night with quite thick industrial tape, and we tried to remove the tape, and we realised quickly we couldn't take the tape off. So the tape stayed on for several years. But that's not an impressive one. I'm trying to think of... I went to some other friends' universities during the course of when I was at uni, and there were some impressive cars there. Someone had a Triumph Stag.
What?
Yeah, I think they were maybe looking for ways to not do university work and just repair a car constantly. A Triumph Stag?
Yeah, I failed my degree, but I've got a first in overheating engine fixes. That's
a V8 engine British car with a cloth roof.
Ooh, I've just remembered one. Again, actually not my university, but a friend of mine was at Cambridge. Ooh, as they used to say on blind dates whenever anyone said they went to a university. And one of his mates was a chap called... Well, everyone just called him by his surname. His surname was Steroni, and Steroni was from Luxembourg. And he was the most spectacularly rude man I've ever met, in a brilliant way. Like, he famously was also a mathematical genius and got a sort of double first when he graduated. But he once helped someone solve a maths problem. And they went, Steroni, could you look at this? And he just looked at it, solved it, went, see, it is easy. Now, off.
Really?
Yes. You can imagine the F word.
What did he drive?
Well, this is the thing. So, in the university holidays, Steroni would head back to Luxembourg at maximum speed in a Renault 25 he'd inherited from his dad. And at the time, this was the early 90s, mid-90s, that was an incredibly rakish and powerful car for a student to have. And he used to drive it like an absolute loon at high speed to get back to Luxembourg in like sort of 4 hours or something, including the tunnel.
I bet he was listening to Christa Berg or something, pulling an all-nighter.
I don't know, yeah.
To get back.
Or Sacha Distel or something. But yeah, and it had the ruched leather interior. It seemed incredibly sophisticated at the time, and nobody could compare with that.
No, that's impressive. That's well, it can't compete with an E39
no one can.
M5.
That's nuts.
That's lunacy.
Where was this at university?
That was at Bristol.
Oh, okay.
Bristol?
Yeah.
That car.
That was a brand new car last week then in Bristol, right? Wow. That's because Bristol is, no offence to people from or who live in Bristol, but I believe Bristol is possibly Britain's fightiest city.
No.
It's so fighty.
Is it?
I went to a Bell and Sebastian gig and a fight broke out. It's Bell and Sebastian. Like a lovely, lilting, folky fist fight. What is wrong with people?
A folky fist fight?
This is a bit, Bristol's a bit scrappy, and also a bit, as Chris Harris found out recently, with his...
a bit thiefy.
Yeah, his BM got nicked, didn't it?
M5.
His lovely old
yeah.
M5 got nicked. Bristol, I think, is a bit sketchy at times.
Yeah. I'm still, well, I don't know if anyone can compete with a student car that's an M5 BMW, you can write to us if you want to. It's an email, please, not a DM.
We have to get off this stage in a minute.
We
do one more question from sort of somewhere over here, maybe. Oh, there, gentleman in the cap. The microphone is coming to you.
Okay, so let's say you can take any car on site here away today, either from the displays or from a car park, but you have to then run it out of your own pocket for the next 3 years. What are you having?
Spend on it out of your, so like fuel it and insure it and...
Yeah, and any repairs it needs on the way.
Does it have to be used on a daily basis?
I wouldn't say daily basis, but you can't just put it in a barn for 3 years and forget about it. It needs to be kept running and kept MOT'd, etc.
Okay.
Oh, that's hard, because obviously I have a real soft spot for Toyota Centuries, and there's one over there.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of the Century.
But I have a real soft spot for various types of Porsche 911, and there are loads of those. So I'm just going to say LFA, and you'll hear me coming, because I'm going to drive that baby a lot, and my children's organs will pay to insure it.
I see, that's a great choice, and I think if you're not allowed to financially gain from it, we followed it in this morning, an absolutely immaculate Holden Monaro. It was badged a Holden, so whether it was a Vauxhall, it had been de-Vauxhall because of gluten intolerance, I don't know. But what I do know is the fact that it looked absolutely mint.
I used to have a Monaro. I can tell you they cost a lot to keep going.
Right.
Ooh.
So, well, I've committed now. Everyone's heard it. So I'm going for that one, that exact one. I don't know where it is right now, but it's here. And I will take that on for 3 years. Thank you, please.